Hey guys, welcome back. Today we have something a little bit shorter and sweeter. I know my last few videos have been really long as they were full faces of makeup, but today I'm just going to show you not how to put on makeup, but how to store makeup. I am someone who owns just an incredibly large collection of makeup products. It's to the point where it's becoming a problem to store all of it. I no longer have the space. I do my makeup in my bathroom. I do not do it in the room I am recording in right now. This is just my recording space. I prefer to do my makeup in my bathroom just because the mirror is better and the lighting is better and I can just get a little bit more close and personal with my face. However, the bathroom I use is very, very small and I am completely maxed out for space. I have a whole wall of shelf that is completely full. It is to the point where I've had to start building up, meaning I've had to add shelves to my shelves to put stuff in those shelves, and it's just out of control crazy. Most of that makeup actually consists of Colourpop. It is my favorite brand. I have almost everything from their site, as I have mentioned in the past. So this video is all about magnetic palettes. You probably have seen Z palettes everywhere. They're probably the most popular magnetic palettes on the market that are not related to a specific makeup brand. But in this video, I'm going to be kind of telling you why this doesn't land as my favorite palette and what new palette I just bought that I think is absolutely incredible. So before we jump in, I do want to say that I just finished filming my Fenty Beauty video. That video should be coming out later in the week. I have a lot to say about that collection, so just make sure you're looking out for that. I will say that the eye look I am wearing right now was not done in that video. I did that off camera, so if this is a look you are really liking, go ahead and leave a comment and let me know. It is the Yes Please palette from Colourpop. It's been out of stock for about 3 months now. They keep bringing it in and it keeps selling out. I actually purchased it when it first came out, so I have a lot of experience with it, and I'd love to do a nice fall eye look for you. If you guys are interested, just let me know. Unlike the Yes Please palette, most of the Colourpop eyeshadows come in little magnetic pans. They are not the same size as other brands. They kind of have their own unique size to them. This makes finding a great magnetic palette really, really difficult. So Colourpop went ahead and released their very own magnetic palettes. The smaller one is 7 and the larger one is 10. This one holds 12 shadows, this one holds 24. Unfortunately, the need for magnetic palettes from that brand does not stop there though. They recently released pressed powder bronzers, pressed powders highlighters, and pressed powder blushes, which all need a magnetic palette. Now for $1 more, you can order these pressed products with a compact. They're great. They don't really say the name on the back of it, which is kind of annoying. And they also take up a lot of space for my personal collection, so I don't prefer to store them that way. I really need something magnetized so they're all in one spot. So this obviously creates a huge problem for storage space. So I'm just going to quickly tell you what I was storing them in and kind of do a breakdown of if I like it, if I don't. And towards the end, I will show you what I now have all of my products in and I am just loving. So first we're going to start out with the smallest palette I own, and that is from Colourpop. This is again only $7. It is specifically made for Colourpop shadows, so you can fit 12 of them in here. I think you can only fit one of their pressed powders in here due to the kind of strange shape. These were launched before their pressed powders and blushes were, so they're not really meant to hold those. They're more meant for the eyeshadow. I had originally purchased this product only for travel. Because it is such a great size, the idea in my head was to take the shadows I use most for my larger palette and put it in this one for a more convenient size to slip in my makeup bag. However, because I cannot stop buying eyeshadow from Colourpop, I had to use this as backup storage space. This is the first time it has been empty in months. I haven't had a chance to even travel with this because it's constantly been full. Now that it is empty, I will not be filling this one. I will be strictly using this for travel. But if you are someone who does not have a large eyeshadow collection like me, if you just need those few colors stored, even if it isn't Colourpop products, I think this is a great palette. For only $7, you can't really go wrong. And it is really sturdy. This isn't gonna bend and break your shadows. Overall, this one's pretty nice for what it is. So besides the small one, I knew I needed a large palette to store all of my shadows. This is the very first palette I picked up from them, and this holds 24 of their pressed powders. It only comes in one design, which is kind of a bummer. It says it was all a dream on there, but you can see that this one houses a lot more than this little guy here, making this one ideal for that permanent storage of eyeshadows. This one is $10. It's just as great quality as that smaller one. I do wish wish they had different designs. I also wish the smaller one had a mirror on it just because it is more of a travel size. This one not so much, since I just open it and set it on my counter, or I go ahead and fold that over. These do fold over, which I know is important for some people. I always hold mine just like this. The little one does that as well. All in all, great products, but I quickly needed 2 of them. Once they released their pressed bronzers and their highlights and their blushes, I started storing them in this. This size palettes hold 6 of the bronzer, blushes, highlights, and are great for that. They fit perfectly snug in here. I hate when palettes are kind of off. I really like that they fit so nice in here, but I will say that holding 6 isn't really that much. I have more than 6 of those little compacts, so obviously that quickly became an issue with these. So last but not least, I will jump to the first thing I had to buy. This was even before I had Colourpop eyeshadows. I had other eyeshadows that I needed a magnetic palette for, and I just kind of looked online for a magnetic palette, and chances are you do that today and you will still come up with this. This is a Z palette. This is their large size. I don't exactly know how many Colourpop eyeshadows this fits. I think at one time I had 30 in here, which is a little bit more than their 24. However, this one was not made for Colourpop eyeshadows, and they do not fit very perfectly aligned in here. You can also see that this side is see-through. I don't mind that this part is see-through all that much. I do feel that it's a little bit less secure than some of those hard top palettes. Not that this bends in or anything, it gets dirty, and I feel like if that were to break, it would be a disaster. That's always my #1 concern when I buy palettes. I really want my eyeshadow to be safe, and the best way to do that is just to make sure that the front is secure so it's not going to get smushed. I think Z palettes are probably the most popular palettes on the internet. People love these, people adore these, but honestly, I can't really tell you why. In my opinion, they're not bad, they do the job, they're just a magnetic palette, right? But the actual magnet inside of these, I feel like isn't as intense as the ones in the Colourpop palette I was talking about. They seem to be able to slide around a little bit easier. So if you have this palette full, it's not so much of an issue, but if you only have a few things in here, like I recently did, they just kind of moved around, and I don't really like that. I don't think I'd ever take this to travel with, just because I don't really think it's the most secure. They do have a shade larger than this. It is their extra large palette. I believe it retails for a little over $30. This one retails for $20. That means that this is double the price than the Colourpop one. I still prefer this one just because I think it has a better magnet to it. I feel like it's a little bit more secure. However, I prefer the design on the Z palette. I do like the color. I do like to have different options. This is okay, and I think it does the job. However, for Colourpop products, this just isn't my go-to choice, really. I was struggling to use this, and that's why I started looking for other options. So all in all, you can see that I was using a lot to store my Colourpop products. I had 2 of the large palettes, 1 of the small, plus a Z palette. I just have so much Colourpop stuff. It just wasn't being organized right. It was really frustrating that I had to take up all these different slots in my palette holder for this, and I was just kind of thinking, I wish I had it all in one spot. I know I wish I had all my eyeshadows laid out right in front of me instead of having to jump between different palettes, because then I forget which colors are in which, and I feel like I'm not using my shadows to the fullest potential per se. So I really needed something better, and there really wasn't anything out there that was super popular. I just kept finding stuff on the Z palette, and I didn't want another Z palette. So I had to do a little bit of research, and that is why I thought I'd share this video with you guys. I stumbled into a brand called Adept Cosmetics. Just like Z Palette, they are a company that specializes in palettes, not makeup, and I found this beauty and I instantly ordered it. It wasn't even a second thought. All of my Colourpop products are in here right now that I had in all 4 of those palettes, which means I condensed 4 palettes into one, and as you will see in a second, there is still plenty of room in this palette. They do have a few different design options for this palette. I went ahead and went with the black with the pink heart. Most of the options are super simplistic. They do have one blue one, but most of them are black with a different design here. I think as they continue to grow, they'll come out with more, but for now, I'm definitely okay with this because this is like my new best friend. I will link in the description where you can buy this. This was $30, free shipping, and it came so fast. I will say that the only thing I don't like about this palette is the weight. I mean, this thing is heavy. Do I feel confident enough to travel with it? Probably, because I mean, it's sturdy. This thing isn't going anywhere. But it is so cumbersome that I think it'd add a lot of weight to my suitcase, which Lord knows I can't add any more to that, so Maybe I'd travel with this, but probably not. Alright, so this palette latches right here, and right off the bat you can see this is a double-sided palette, which was just ideal. It was something I had been looking at for a while but couldn't find a good one, and this one is perfect. So these are all my pressed eyeshadows from Colourpop. However, this is minus my actual palettes. I have all of their launches in the 4-panned packs that you can get. So I have, you know, the Cheeky palette, the Sonia Esmond palette, the pink one, the orange one, the sand one. I keep those all in their own individual packages because I like their packaging. However, I could easily fit them in there if I ever want to find a different spot for my bronzers. Because I recently got this, I haven't quite color coded it how I like it yet, but I feel like there's so much I can keep doing with this palette. There is a nice plastic protective binder in the middle here, so you're never gonna mix between one side or the other. This just presses right down there and it's not gonna move, and then you have access to this side. I have my highlighters up here, my bronzers here, my blushes here. Because these are newer products, I don't have as many of them as I probably will in the future, if I'm being honest, so there would be no problem filling this. As you can see, I can probably fit 12 of these in here. I can probably fit 48 of the eyeshadows from Colourpop, which is amazing. That is nearly 2 of Colourpop's right all in one spot, which I love. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to keep these in here yet. In the future, I may move these guys into a large Colourpop palette and just fill this with eyeshadows. It just really depends. I just love that I finally have a palette that can kind of grow with my collection. I love that it's not completely full yet, because the second I got my other ones, they were maxed. If I were to fit every single Colourpop eyeshadow I own, including the one from the packages, I'd probably easily fill this side up. And matter of fact, just 2 of those palettes would probably do it. I think I own 7 of those palettes. So I think I could easily fill 1.5 of these with what I own. But for now, since I do like to keep those in the packages, I'll keep it like this and see how it works. I'm obviously not going to go through all my colors in this video. If you would like to know what a specific color is, you can go ahead and comment and ask. We'll call this row number 1 and we'll call this row number 6, and then you can just kind of work up. If you are seeing a color that you like, for instance, this one would be row 3, 1 up or something like that. Because I know if you see a color you love, it's really frustrating when someone can't tell you what it is, so I will do that, as well as these guys over here. When you do close this thing, it clicks right here. It does not come apart easily, so you're not gonna fly open, and you always have that plastic barrier in between there. Again, this palette was only $30, and I think it is such great quality. It's heavy, it's sturdy. My shadows feel really, really safe in here, which is really important to me because I love my Colourpop collection, and I'm so thrilled that I can continue to get stuff and fill this. As of right now, there aren't many eyeshadows on the Colourpop website that I don't own that I want to own. So for now, the eyeshadows shouldn't expand too much more, but the bronzers, the blush, and the highlights probably will, since those are newer to Colourpop. If you are someone looking for a palette, looking for a way to store a lot of makeup, even if it isn't Colourpop, I can't stress enough that this is not made for Colourpop. It is just what I use this for. Any magnetized makeup product will work in here. The magnet is really strong. They will stick, they will not budge, they will not move. Get this, it is protective, invest in it. $30 may seem like a lot for a palette, but in hindsight to a Z palette that's $20, or their extra large ones that are $30, you're actually gonna fit more in here and you'll be way happier with how they fit and just how secure everything is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't anything fabulous or interesting or makeup look, but I just thought I'd share with you this new purchase that I've just been loving. If you'd like to see more of my makeup collection, or if you like these type of videos, just let me know. I was actually thinking of doing a video series on my Colourpop collection, since it would not all fit into one. Like I have said in the past, I own over half the website, so it would take me a while to get through, but I thought I'd break it down into lips, highlighters, face products, you know, just kind of that thing. So go ahead and like and subscribe and leave a comment with what you guys want to see. I've had so much fun reading your guys' comments lately. I always try to read them, I always try to respond, so if you have any questions in this video or have any recommendations of what you want to see, just go ahead and let me know. And until next time, I will see you guys later.